G'day and welcome to Xrissart. In today's video, I'll be sharing my review of the Lightwish Chinese Watercolour Brushes. I'll show you how they perform in practice, from big washes to fine details, lifting and blending. I'll also be using Umton professional watercolours on Arches cold pressed watercolour paper. If you've been curious about trying Chinese brushes or just enjoy exploring new tools for watercolour, this one's for you. I was recently approached and asked to review a set of Lightwish brushes. I'd been looking for some Chinese brushes to try, so I was curious to see how these would perform. The brushes were given to me, though I wasn't paid to make this review, and not sponsored, and my views are my own. The set includes 8 brushes. Interestingly, the 2 smallest ones weren't numbered, so I couldn't identify their sizes. Even so, what stood out to me was how they felt in use. The packaging doesn't say, but these brushes behave more like natural hair than synthetic. They're soft, responsive, and able to carry pigment beautifully. When I work with watercolour, there are a few qualities I always look for in a brush. First, the ability of the brush to hold both water and pigment together. A brush that carries enough colour without flooding the paper makes painting feel effortless. I laid down broad strokes to see how they flowed, and I wanted to see how far the brush could hold the pigment and water together. The largest brush, I checked if it can form a point, and this one does. Letting me shift easily between bold strokes and delicate marks, which was really cool. Another point worth mentioning is durability. After rinsing, the bristles spring back nicely and hold their shape. Their hairs don't splay out, which gives me confidence they'll last with regular use. And another point, comfort matters too. The handles feel balanced in the hand, light enough for long sessions, but sturdy enough to stay steady. So there's no awkward heaviness, which makes them easy to use for extended painting. Okay, secondly, I painted fine lines with the tip and checked whether the larger brushes could hold and return to a sharp point. I like to work with large brushes, and if I could, it's really nice when I can get a sharp point from a large brush. So for this test, as I mentioned before, I used Umton professional watercolours on Arches cold pressed watercolour paper. The surface, the pigment and the Lightwish Chinese brushes worked together as a really nice combination. The brushes seem to bring out both the vibrancy of the paint and the character of the paper. Thirdly, I wanted to see how I could lay large, broad amount of water and pigment. For big washes, flow is key, so the brush should glide across the surface, releasing pigment in a way that feels even and natural, and it did. It was really nice. Fourth, I used a drier brush to lift pigment from the paper. I also pay attention to how a drier brush behaves, whether it can lift colour or soften edges. And it did that wonderfully as well. And fifth, I blended colours to see how smoothly they merged. Okay, so this gives me a clear sense of water and pigment capacity, their control and their responsiveness, and blending is essential. So these Lightwish brushes allowed me pigment to merge seamlessly, given those soft luminous transitions and making that watercolour so rewarding. These little demonstrations help highlight what the brush can do. So who are these brushes for? Honestly, I think they'd suit a wide range. Beginners will appreciate how forgiving they are when it comes to water and pigment control. The intermediate painters will enjoy the responsiveness for washes and blending. And for the experienced artists, the ability to shift from precision to looseness makes them versatile tools for the studio. Altogether, the Lightwish brushes surprise me. They feel comfortable in the hand, they handle pigment gracefully, and they open up both control and freedom in painting. I wanted to play a little bit more with these brushes, so I didn't want to do a masterpiece, but I did want to play with them and maybe do like an abstract painting using lots of lovely colours and brushes and paper. So this is just me just having a play, which, you know, I do a lot and I do encourage you to play. So yeah, these brushes were really good with that as well. Thanks for watching here on Xrissart. I hope this review of the Lightwish Chinese brushes gave you some insight into how they handle. If you found it helpful, feel free to give the video a like, share your own experiences with brushes in the comments, and subscribe for more art reviews and demonstrations. My name is Chrissy. Until the next time, happy painting.